welcome back to Y&R For Life, where we talk about all things Y&R related. We talk about what's going on, my predictions, what do I think's going to happen. Hey, we even talk about fashion on the show from time to time because I'm a big time fashion girl, so we got to spill the tea about that. If you're new to this channel, my question is, what took you so long to get here? And if you are returning, what's up? Long time no see. Okay, hands up if this week for you was like just kind of didn't make much sense, because it really didn't make much sense to me. Not because things didn't happen, but because it was like everybody was whining. It was like na 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 boo boo this whole week. I'm really starting to get a little bit discouraged, but I'm crossing my fingers, hoping for the best that it will get better. Again, please bring the new characters on because we need a little bit of spice to lift up this show. Anyway, just a couple of disclaimers before we get into it. If you don't want to know what's going on, you kind of want to get caught up on your own, this may not be what you want to see or hear, but I am so grateful that you are here. And if you do like this type of content, you do like what you see, you like what you hear, be so kind if you hit that like and subscribe, and also the bell notification so that you don't miss a single video that I post here on Y&R For Life. And one more thing, if I happen to not mention something in particular, it could be because it really just wasn't newsworthy, so I didn't bother mentioning it, or I really just forgot. Is what it is, nature of the beast, that's what I like to call it. All right, so let me see what I can drum up for you with whatever I recall from this week. All right, from all the whiny people, we start off with Audra and Sally, and we will dabble with some Nathaniel. Okay, so as you know by now, the whole Abbott Communications thing has kind of gone haywire. And Sally, backtrack for half a step here. Sally had actually contacted Jill on some sort of FaceTime, if you will, hacking into, everybody's a hacker, I swear, hacking into Billy's video, whatever, in order to get to Jill. And basically what she's getting at, where Jill's concerned, is that she wants Jill to save Billy from himself. And that Sally, she's in love with Billy. She plans to move in with him. Big mistake. But she wants Jill to basically, as I said, save Billy from himself. So in theory, what Sally wants is for Jill to be, I guess, the investor in the defunct Abbott Communications. So of course Jill's on the I don't think I can do this. That's great. Sorry about your luck, but I don't want to get involved with this. All right, back to my original with Sally and Audra. So Sally basically tells Audra she's trying to figure out a way in order for Abbott Communications to get off the ground and go running, if you will. And of course, Audra is sitting back going, how are you going to do this? I don't get it. Sally's like, I've got a couple things on my mind. But that's what she ends up doing. While they're having this conversation, who walks in? Because they were at Society, I believe. Who walks in but Nathaniel and Amy. Amy, who we haven't seen in weeks. And Amy, I'll give her this. She was very cordial to Audra, given the fact that Audra did what she did where Nate was concerned. And of course, Amy knows that their relationship is no longer. So Amy's like, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, Audra. Again, very, very quaint where Audra was concerned. Cue the tears for Audra, because it starts to trickle down. And Audra's like, I just miss you. And Meanwhile, Nathaniel is standing there like, and rightfully so. I mean, first of all, let's break this down half a step here. Nate, you knew she was a shyster from before. Everybody told you this. You didn't want to believe it, but yeah. And I kind of don't give Audra a pass. You know, she did pull at my heartstrings for a hot minute when this was way back when she was with Amy and she was discussing about how, she didn't have this great upbringing and her mom wasn't there for her, and how she felt close to Amy, like, like she was just so close to her. She felt like a mother figure to her. And yes, she did pull on my heartstrings a little bit there. But no, she doesn't get a free pass here. But anyway, Amy, the Tower of Wisdom, the Tower of Sunshine, is basically trying to let the world all, live together in perfect harmony. Good luck with that, Amy. I don't know what to tell you. But Amy and Nate toddle off, and they sit not that far away from Audra and Sally. Now, of course, Audra starts, bearing her soul to Sally about how, she just wants to be with Nate. She knows that she made a mistake. She doesn't want to hear "I told you so," blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Nate, he was like laser eye focused to like me on Audra. And Audra's like this. Well, of course, he is like grappling over like what you've done. Again, you don't get a free pass, Audra. Sorry to tell you, but you did this on your own. Okay, so at some point in time, Sally says to Audra, look, if there's anything left between the two of you, you need to find this out. And I implore you to go and talk to Nate, take him aside and just talk to him and see if there's like anything left. Oh, I can't do that, Sally. I can't do that. He said it was over. It was done. Well, let's just put that little crying spell on the back burner for one moment. In walks Lily. She sits down at the table with Nate and Amy. They have their little conversation. And of course, the glare is between Nate and Audra. They're going back and forth like ping pong match. And Amy now says to Lily about the whole Cain, Aristotle, Dumas, shenanigan, if you will, and how Lily should, albeit like, cut Cain a little bit of slack. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Cain is just a disaster. What do you mean cut this guy some slack? Oh man, this week he was there crying over, do you think I want to, not have people like me? Do you think? Yes, I do, actually. I don't think you even care one iota who likes you from who doesn't. Now, that doesn't bother me per se, but you gotta be kind to people. I tell you, like, you're not well. Okay, so back to Amy and Nate and Lily. So Audra had basically listened to Sally, and she decides that she's going to get up, walk over to the table, and so she asked Nate if him and her could have a conversation by themselves. Meanwhile, Lily's like, excuse me? She didn't say anything, but that was the look on her, like, pardon? And Amy, again, she was like a gentle flower, and she's like, follow your heart, Nate. Follow your heart. He's like, okay. Off he goes with Audra. They go into the communal park, if you will. And Audra starts bearing her soul about how she just misses him and, she's sorry for what she did and she made a mistake. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And there's Nate. I'm thinking, just buck up, buddy. Like, what is this? He's crying. Huh. You can't tell me this was really a touching moment because she did you dirty, lied about it profusely, and now you've got tears? Oh, I get it. Relationships, it is what it is. But this is my thought process. Just because I've been through a lot, you should never allow anybody to make you feel like that. Like, should never make anybody make you feel as though you cannot live without them. No. So this is how Audra is, like, she's playing this like a fiddle. Now, she probably was very genuine with what she was saying. I don't know. But why was he crying? That I don't understand. And then it just snowballed from there, where he basically was waterworks central, and she's sitting there just, it's like almost like she couldn't even let him get a word in edgewise. I'm not like everybody else. I had to work for everything I have. Oh my gosh, I don't have all this. Oh, shut it down, Audra. And there's Nate again going on about how he can't, and I mean, good for him. He said he can't be with her because he doesn't trust her, basically, from what she's done, and he doesn't see, like, the person that she's become. Newsflash, Nate, she's always been this person. Again, shall we mention back with Noah? And that poor boy's coming back to town, and that's gonna be a mess. So yeah, basically, Nate sent her packing, and she was like, she picked up the phone. Sally, it's over. Oh, Nate just said it's over. This is the message she leaves for Sally. Oh boy. Get a hold of yourself, Audra. Once again, you did it to yourself. It's done. It's over. I truly believe at this point, and this is where we segue into Kyle, a next set of madness between him and Claire. And boy, he is just, she's on my nerves, but he's now starting to get on my nerves because of what he said by the end of the week. And we will get into that in a moment. So segue into Kyle and Claire, if you will, and then Audra. So Kyle and Claire, as you know, she gave him his walking papers, and within this week, she tells her mother and her grandmother that she called it quits with Kyle. She had asked Nikki if she could have a week off to go to LA and just, albeit, see the sights. And then eventually she fesses up that Holden is already there and that he agreed to show her around. And of course, Nikki's like, what? Victoria's like, pardon? And she's like, yeah, I just want to, like, relax. And she gave her little 2-bit story as to why she didn't go. Now, Claire, you know that you are liking Holden something fierce. And did I not mention this? He's going to do something shady. You're going to somehow get involved, and you're going to try running back to Kyle. But I need to go over this again because of Kyle. Before we get into that, they have their little, oh, I forgot. Diane overheard her talking to Nikki and Victoria about how she broke up with Kyle. Diane, again, the facial expressions, they don't quit. Oh, did I just hear you right? Did you say that you broke up with Kyle? Yeah, sorry, Dan. I'm sorry that you had to hear it this way, but yeah, basically I let him go. Okay, well, sorry about that. You're gonna crush his heart. She already did. She checked that one off the list, and yeah, okay, so that was that. And so eventually Claire sees Kyle in the park, and he was like, "Oh, so I hear you're going to LA," because Diane had gone and um, told him, because they met up, or she met up anyway with Jack and Kyle at the office. So that's when Kyle learned that Claire was going to LA. Okay. Um, yeah. So Kyle and Claire are now going at it at the park. And Claire, with her, once again, her little self righteous self now, all of a sudden she thinks she's like the queen of the castle. And she just basically told Kyle, like, what's your problem? Yeah, so what? It's none of your business. Like, I don't owe you nothing. True. However, you know that you're doing this in some sort of ridiculous retaliation against the man. And yes, he made a huge, huge error in judgment, but you don't have to do this. Like, this is silliness. This little tit for tat. Well, Audra happens to overhear this whole big melee in the park. And so him, Kyle, and Audra, they're going at it after Claire has gone off on her merry little way. I will say I quite liked the banter between Kyle and Audra. That was funny. However, here's my thing. I think that Kyle and Audra are going to get together at some. It's going to be one of those, in the heat of the moment, they're arguing so much that next thing you know, they end up in the bed. But on the other hand, by the end of the week, Kyle says enough is enough. He is going to head to LA to basically get his woman. And before Holden has an opportunity to slither in. Oh, Kyle, it's not worth it. Don't do this. This is silliness. She's told you that she don't want you, yet she does want you. So weird. Make up your mind, Claire. You need all this space to live, but then you want to keep him, like if you're the puppet master. No, sweetheart, no. Kyle, hit the bricks, leave her alone, let her get her little funky mess with Holden, because he is shady. He had ties with Audra, he has ties with Kane. Shady, shady, shady. I mean, look, when he first came into town, he was pretending that he was Damien. Shady. And yeah, okay, we could blame it Damien, but he's passed and gone. But he chose to do it. Oh. Claire, no. Okay, so that was them. We had a side plate of Tessa and Daniel with Sharon, and the fact that Tessa is on this warpath, if you will, this private eye craziness in order to try and save Mariah, save her marriage. All I can say to that is good luck. I am not interested in this whole Mariah thing. It was okay when it first started, but now it's so drawn out. And even Tessa herself had said this week, this has been going on for months. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. And there has been almost no end in sight. So that was that. What else did we see? Well, we saw Michael and Lauren. Poor Lauren. She's like a mess. She catches Michael in a lie again, and as it pertains to Victor and working for Victor, Michael, don't screw this up. I told you, I said this before, please do not break up Michael and Lauren. I like them together. They are fun. Like, they love one another. Don't do this, writers. Please, just leave them alone. So, of course, Lauren, she's besides herself, and she's like, I don't think that she can survive this marriage, basically, if she finds this stuff out from Michael. Again, Michael, give your head a shake, get it together. Victor, as much as I love the guy, it's not worth your marriage. Hello, it's not worth it. What else? Of course, we saw Victor and Jack trying to work together, but that thing is so messy because Victor claims that he didn't. Of course, he doesn't say this to Jack, but they mutually want to take one another down, essentially by still working together, but they still want to somehow screw one another over. Oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know. And of course, you got Billy in there with his hair looking like it's on fire all the time because he's so worked up over Kane and Victor and this whole Chancellor and who's done him wrong, and Kane's the golden child, and which this week we saw Jill. Thank goodness she came back. She actually came back on the show where you see her instead of off on a laptop screen. She's actually in Genoa City, and she's there talking about how Billy has hurt her so badly, but meanwhile there she is, coddling Kane, like, oh, my baby, oh, because he's going on, but I don't know who I am anymore. I don't have anybody. I'm all alone. Oh, you must feel so lonely. Oh, Jill, you're falling for this. Why? But this is how Jill has been, so I get it where Billy's concerned. I get it. Like, he's cheesed, and I get that. Jill, Kane is not your son. I get you feel a sense of closeness to him, but Billy is your son. Yes, he's a basket case, but be there for your son. I mean, no wonder this guy's off the rails. Like, oh my goodness. Oh boy. All right, so we saw Sharon. She was saying that she was getting prepared to go to LA with Nick. Nick basically told her, "Oops, you better slow down because I'm probably gonna have to miss the flight." I didn't realize they were flying commercial anyway, but I'll probably have to miss the flight because Daddy-O wants to see me and I gotta figure out what's going on. So you need to go to LA first and I'll hook up with you after. Oh, everybody's going to LA. Oh boy, I guess they're going on location here. Wait a minute, aren't they in LA anyway? Oh, I don't know. That being said, did we see anything else? No, there was no Phyllis this week. Again, it was just back and forth between Victor, Jack, trying to figure out this whole AI thing with Kane and, their plan of attack. And now Billy wants to get into the mix. And then the whole Kyle and Claire and Audra, that set of madness. So, I don't know. This week, it just fell flat again for me. Oh, I'm really hoping. But yeah, that was pretty much the week. It really wasn't much of anything. It was just these people back and forth. Again, ping pong match. So I'm hoping that this week coming, it will be much, much better. And I say this every week in the hopes that it will be better. But once again, maybe it'll come true. I don't know. So if you stuck around to the end of this video, I'm so, so grateful. I appreciate your time. I love you lots. And let's see if I can will this week to be much better. I'm hoping. So again, if you like this type of content, you like what you see, you like what you hear, it would be so kind if you hit that like and subscribe, and also the bell notifications so that you don't miss a single video that I post here on Y&R For Life. And also share, share, share. Why? Because sharing is caring. At least I like to think so. So you guys take care, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.